I'd like to talk to you about flu and the importance of having your flu vaccination this year. So there are a number of really important reasons for being vaccinated. Firstly, it will protect you from getting the flu. And if you've had flu before, you'll know what a horrible illness it is.
My little boy's 2. I was really looking forward to. My dad was so good with me when I was small. He's so good with the little ones. I spend a lot of time with them, and I think because of that, that hurt the most. I think because I'd made plans of what I wanted them to do together, and things that I could look forward to, and now I won't get to do that, and he won't get to do that. What happened was that he ended up getting the flu. So this had happened to my mum in the same month of December. On the Boxing Day we saw each other, and the day after that my dad came down with the same symptoms as my mum, exactly the same, fever, blocked nose, achy bones. My mum rang me, I can't remember what day of the week it was, but it was that afternoon, saying that my dad still had quite a high fever, and I asked if they'd taken any paracetamol or anything to try and bring down the fever, or taken any cold or flu stuff or anything, and my mum said they hadn't. My mum said, yeah, I'd get him to take some paracetamol. I said, well, ring me later and let me know like how he was feeling, and we'll go from there. So later that evening, that's when my mum rang me and said, your dad's really short of breath, and he's complaining of chest pain. Really severe chest pain, and he wants me to call the doctor, which my dad would never ever say, to be honest. If my dad says you need to call a doctor, then you probably need to call the ambulance. And I could hear him in the background, and he was just sort of groaning, really. I could just hear him groaning, and my dad wasn't one to complain about anything. So I just said to my mum, you just need to call 999. I asked if I could speak to one of the paramedics that was there, just to kind of get an idea of what was going on, and she basically said to me on the phone, your dad's septic, so they picked it up really quickly. But I guess the flu is it's the same, it's an infection, isn't it, at the end of the day, as is anything. So anything that is infection based can go to sepsis. Well, I kind of feel that we're all vulnerable. I think this has highlighted it to me more than anything, is that my dad was so fit and well that it just brings vulnerability to everybody. And if there's anything you can stop that vulnerability, why wouldn't you do that? I think as healthcare professionals, we should all be having it when we can, because we go to such vulnerable people. And I wouldn't like to think that I'd passed on something that I could have avoided passing on to somebody else. But also to protect ourselves and our kids, and who we come home to if we're passing it on to them. Because it isn't just the vulnerable, it can affect anybody. Anybody can get flu, anybody can get pneumonia, and as so, anybody can get sepsis.
So you'll protect yourself by being vaccinated. You'll also protect your patients, because you can have subclinical infection and therefore pass it on to people, particularly anyone who's immunocompromised. And you'll protect your family, so you're less likely to bring flu home if you yourself are protected against it. So please get your vaccination, get it early, because it takes 14 days for you to become immune. And please encourage your colleagues to do the same. Thank you very much.